completely ignore what we're going through. So, Lisa, you've been a carnivore.
Did you know that fiber was never essential? Did you know plants fight back? Did you know that fiber was never essential?
You frozen, Mark, or am I?
Plants fight back. Did you know that fiber was never essential? Did you know plants fight back? Did you know that cow fights to survive? Filled with oxalates that mess your insides. Did you know that fiber feeds your blow? I ditched the greens, now my body flows. They say he clean, I did the opposite. Need fat, now I'm rocking it. Butter, beef and salt on my plate. No plans, no pain, just clean slate. Oh, no pain, that's my lane. No brain fog, I'm lit with flame. Fuels from fat, primal and plain. Carnivore mode, I can't be tamed. Oh, no pain, that's my lane. No brain fog, I'm lit with flame. Fuels from fat, primal and plain. Carnivore mode, I can't be tamed. Did you know your brain runs best on stage? Not grains, not seeds, that was the fake. Did you know fat fuels mitochondria? Meat power was mine, call it euphoria. Oh, carnivore, healed my inflammation. Killed the cravings, reset the station. Built from beef, no synthetic gain. Just meat, just strength, no plans, no pain. No burden, no pain, that's my lane. No brain fog, I'm lit with flame. Fuel from fat, primal and plain. Carnivore mode, I can't be tamed. No burden, no pain, that's my lane. No brain fog, I'm lit with flame. Fuel from fat, primal and plain. Carnivore mode, I can't be tamed. No burden, no pain, that's my lane. 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 No burden, no burden, no burden, no burden, no burden, no. Carnivore mode, I can't be tamed.
Else is sick and fucking tired of seeing all the carnivore shit all over these fucking apps. No one cares if you only eat meat. Every single one of you have to identify by carnivore fucking Connie, carnivore Ken, whatever the fuck your name is, and you add carnivore to the end of it on your fucking bio is fucking weird. Weird. You're literally treating your diet like a fucking religion. A religion. A meat religion. Okay? Like, what in the absolute meat fuck is this shit? Your fucking boards with your eggs and your cheese and your fucking butter and your dates. Who cares? You can't shit. Your fiber intake is fucking zero, and you think you're just fucking trudging through life getting all healthy. Get the fuck out of here. No one cares. Your meat fucking ass, your meat farts, your meat sweats. No one wants to fucking hear about it. Okay?
Now, let's go again. Are we live this time? Can you hear me now, Lisa?
I can hear you. Can you hear me, Mark?
I can hear you perfectly. Absolutely.
Good.
This is what happens with social media when Tony's not here. We always make this go wrong. How are you today? All good?
I'm awesome. Awesome. Feeling good.
Yeah. Now hopefully Flair will come in now in any second and we'll get everything started.
Yeah.
Yeah, where is she? Anyway, we'll just go. We'll just ramble on and see how we get on. Right.
Yeah.
So, guys, welcome to the meat of the matter. I'm going to be taking over today because Tony's a little bit busy today, and we have Flair in the background somewhere looking after everything in the background. So, first of all, as I said, welcome everybody. We're going to talk about a few topics today. Anybody who watches this, most of our videos are controversial. We're always talking about hot topics. We're always talking about the carnivore diet. We're always calling out people, and today is no exception. So I'm not sure if you guys watched my social media earlier on. This is the video we're going to talk about today. So we notice a lot of people out there on social media that don't like the carnivore diet. They think it's rubbish. They think it's a fat diet. They're convinced that we should be eating carbohydrates, blah, blah, blah. Apparently what we're doing is fake. We're not real people. So Lisa, I would like to ask you the question, first of all. How long are you doing carnivore?
About 5 years now.
And
Yeah.
have you eaten any carbohydrates in that 5 years?
Rarely because of what it does to me. It does not make me feel good. And I know that's what she said. Oh, it makes us feel good. No, it does not make me feel good. It doesn't make me feel good at all. And no, like for 5 years, fiber, absolutely not. Fiber is my worst enemy. I haven't had any fiber in 5 years, and before that, of course, the thing that the doctors and everybody else would tell you is that because I suffered with chronic constipation, that was my thing, and they always told you to eat more fiber, and of course, that's exactly what I did. I ate more fiber, and did my constipation get better? Not at all. It got worse. I would have to go to the hospital to get enemas to make me feel better, and they would always say the same thing. You need just up your fiber and drink more water. And I'm like, well, this is not working. So, obviously what you're telling me is not working. So I had to look somewhere else to find out what was going to actually work for me. So no, we don't need carbohydrates. No, definitely not.
Yeah, I mean the most important thing is this woman at the very, very beginning is absolutely convinced that you need to have these certs. If you're not a nutritionist, then you don't know what you're talking about. Now, the thing is, the evidence that we should be looking at is like the likes of yourself, myself, Jonathan, who were actually doing this diet. Now, I've interviewed this young man twice. I've interviewed him on my podcast, and I've interviewed myself, Tony, and Peter have interviewed him on this podcast. This guy has gone through an awful lot, like we've all done. Every single one of us have had some sort of issues in our life, whether it's mental health, whether it's gut issues, PCOS, autoimmune issues. The list goes on and on and on. And we're always led to believe that you just need to lose weight. You just need to lose the weight and you'll be healthy. You need to be in a calorie deficit and you'll be healthy. Every single one of us did that. I know I did this. I did this for a very, very long time. And I know that my mental health didn't improve. My gut issues didn't improve. So are these people calling us liars when we say that, okay, we really struggled eating carbohydrates? We understand why carbohydrates were doing the damage in the first place.
We're all a bunch of liars, apparently, Mark. Yeah. I mean, they're basically calling every single one of us a liar. When I went to Meatstock in May, the majority of people that were there were older people. They were probably, there was more older people, I'd say, than probably the ages. I mean, there was about 20 or so young people there, but the rest of them were older people. Now, why were they there? They were there because what they've been told all of their life did not work for them. So then they had to turn to something else. Okay, they were searching for the answer. They were searching for what I need to find something that is going to work. And all the people that I talked to down there did this. These people are getting the wrong message. They're not getting what we're trying to put out here. We're not trying to put out that this diet is this is for weight loss. This is temporary. You know, this is about healing. So the people that went to this meat stock, they were there because they healed a whole bunch of stuff through the carnivore diet. Now, and it's plain and simple. It's right there. Like, so are we all, like, is this in our head? We're all lying. We're all lying about the fact that, I cured my type 2 diabetes. I reversed it. Or I cured my MS. I don't have any MS symptoms anymore. Like, why can't they just see that, look at it as this is something that needs to be really looked at, because the other stuff that they're telling you is not, this is not working. All this old shit that they keep saying, throwing at you, like, it's not working. So look at the proof. Look at what's there. All these people that are healing all of these illnesses, and it works. Like, why are they having such a hard time with trying to, like, okay, this stuff is working. So no, we're not a bunch of liars, and we're not out there trying to push the carnivore diet and say it's going to heal everything. It's good for everything. Everybody needs to be on a carnivore diet. That's not what we're saying. We are out there. Our message is, if you suffer from constipation or mental illness or MS or diabetes, this may help you. This may help you. Like, try it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You, right?
I mean, at the end of the day, most people, when they get to our age, think they're broken.
Yeah.
They think that's it. I'm done. Like, I'm going to be on medication for the rest of our lives. And you can clearly see that's what's going on in the world at the moment. When you get past 40, 50, 60 years of age, you see it. People are in wheelchairs. They're walking around with walking sticks, and like, they're not, this is what's going on. They're not been given the information that they need. They're just saying, like, okay, you need to eat healthy. But when you hear the word healthy, what do we class as healthy? Because from what we're told is, healthy is like oats in the morning, fruits in the morning, having more veggies, having more vegetables, eating more complex carbohydrates, reducing the processed food, going on a low-fat diet. Every single one of us are doing this. But when you look around, everybody's still suffering. So why isn't the question not being asked that, hang on a second, is the information that I've been given for such a long time, is it a lie? And is what Lisa and Mark's saying, is it actually making sense? And this is what we're doing. We're not actually pushing this against anybody. We're just giving you a different voice so you can actually make up your own mind. Because this is what I had to do. I had to figure out this shit myself. I was like, you know what? No. When I listened to this 4 years ago, when I heard this first on a podcast, when this guy was talking about just, you need to eat an all meat diet, it's going to change your life, all this, I was like, no, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe that being on a high fat diet is gonna cure me. But unless I actually tried it, I didn't know. Lisa, within a week, things improved.
Oh, me too.
Mental health, gut issues, it all improved. Like 4 years later, I feel like a 21-year-old again.
But you're lying, Mark.
You know
it's
what I mean?
True. It can't be true.
It's not. It's like, what other evidence do you want? Like, is that not the research that you want? There's all the evidence, right? I'm the evidence. I'm the research. Why don't you not just listen? Why don't you not listen to me?
I know, like, when I first started carnivore, I was keto first, and then I went on carnivore. And you know, you always have that little voice in the back of your head, and you're like, you know, maybe I don't know, like, you know, because you've been taught that, it's wrong. You can't eat all this fat. You can't eat all this, you know, it's just not good for you. You're going to have a heart attack. You're going to have heart disease and that. Okay. So it's always in the back of your head that, you know, maybe you're just not sure. Right. So then I decided to go and get my heart scanned. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go and get my heart scanned. And that way I'll get a better, you know, I'll actually see what's happening. So I went and got that heart scan done. And then a year later, I said, okay, I had it done in May of 2024. Now, the next May, I'm going to go and get another one, the follow-up, right? So I go and get the follow-up done. Now, the first time I had it, my heart scanned, I had a 0 score. Now, if you don't know what that means, so a 0 score means that you have no plaque in your heart. You have nothing there. Your arteries are perfectly fine. They're healthy. And I had a less than 5% chance of having heart disease and heart attack in the next 10 years. So I was good for 10 years. So then I said, okay, I'm going to go and get another one done, because then it would be a year in between. So I had a year in between where, and just a note, before I got my first one, I was about 4 years carnivore. So the second one I had done, now that was just a few months ago, and it was about, so then a year had passed, and I was also eating like the same way, like a lot of fat, a lot of meat. I had a 0 score again. And so again, nothing in my heart. So for me, that means that I don't have to worry about this diet anymore. Like, this diet is actually helping me. Like, I feel great. Here's the proof I need. And I can go the rest of my life now, and I probably will never get another heart scan, because what's the point? I know, unless I change my diet, which I won't do. So this heart scan is my proof, and it should be proof for a lot of people if they get it. This means that what they're saying it's not true. I eat fat and meat every single day, bacon and eggs every morning for my breakfast. That's my breakfast pretty much every morning, and I have no plaque in my heart. So tell me, like, is this? Am I full of shit? Like, is this not real? Like,
you must be.
I must be full of shit. I must be like, no, this is not real. Like, you can't. You eat all that meat, but you must have something wrong with your heart. I'm like, no, my blood pressure is perfectly fine. Like, I came off my meds all by myself, and my blood pressure is perfectly fine. My triglycerides are low. My HDL is high. So this is what really makes me mad, is that what else do you need? Right?
I know. Honestly, it's incredible. It really is. It's just, and you're not the only one, Lisa. We know there's there's millions of people doing it now. Like, in the last 4 years now, it's been growing and growing and growing, because people are getting fed up. People are getting fed up with the same rubbish over and over and over again, and people want to take care of their own health. They're taking matters into their own hands, because they're fed up of the rubbish that they've been listening to. They don't want to be on medication. Like, every second.
We're not the ones who are lying.
No, at the end of the day, if you're on medication, you're not healthy. That's it. I don't care. I don't care if you class your diet at the moment healthy. If you're taking supplements and you're taking medication to help you along the way, guys, you are not healthy. That is as simple as that. And you might need to change. And as we mentioned earlier, the information that you're probably being given is wrong. And why can't we not question this? Why can't we not just say, you know what, you're wrong? Why are you guys telling us that we're wrong? How do you know we're wrong? I mean, you guys can't prove that we're wrong, but we can prove we're right, because you're looking at us.
Yeah,
we're living proof. We're doing this every day. We're not a cult. We're not a cult. Lisa eats this way every day. She eats probably 2 or 3 times a day. She eats red meat every single day. That's it.
Tons of bacon. Tons of bacon.
Tons of bacon. Her energy levels are fine. She hasn't eaten any fiber. She hasn't any issues going to the toilet.
No.
You know what I mean? She's killing it in the gym. She looks amazing. It's like,
I don't get it. I don't get it, Mark. And like I said, the thing is, like, I have a Facebook group, and every day I get, I got 120 members now, but it's only been up there for a couple of months. And every day I get people coming to this group, and I was just reading some of the stories this morning. I'm like, because every now and then I'll say, hey, tell me your story about healing. What has carnivore done for you? And this morning there was a couple of stories on there about this lady who she don't have asthma anymore. Like, you know, she can go out and shovel her driveway in the winter time and not be out of breath. And she said, my muscles don't hurt anymore. My hair is growing out. Like, my hair is growing really well. Thanks, Ronnie. And
There's,
then
there's,
there was just another one. Another guy was talking about how like he doesn't have aches and pains anymore. He doesn't have to take Tylenol anymore. Like he feels wonderful. He's 60, and he said, "I feel better now in my 60s than I did when I'm 30." And I was like, how are people not noticing, and how are they calling us liars and that like none of this is true? Like, we're not just making this shit up. Like, it's real. It's like these are real people. Like, it's kind of like, get over yourself, you know? Like, if you just don't want to admit that that you can be well and be healthy without medications. Like, you can't.
Mhm. Absolutely. Welcome on board, sir. Can
It's
you hear me?
service. Yeah, it looks a bit
It's
sketchy.
probably not. It's probably not the best.
Hi guys, I like where you're going with that, Lisa. I feel you. I think, yeah,
He's kind of in and out.
sketchy.
Yeah.
No, he's not gonna. Yeah, no. It's just, honestly, it's just incredible. When I saw the video, I was sent this video this morning, and I couldn't believe it. I'm like, this is never going to stop. It's unbelievable. Everybody's just, and this is what we're all getting led into, because when you look at this woman's profile, she's into weightlifting, and she's quite strong. I'm going to give her a due. She's quite strong, but we all base this on how people look or what they're doing in the gym.
Yeah.
This is all it is. It's like, okay, if you can lift heavy, or if you've got a set of abs, or you look incredible, automatically people just think that these people are healthy, but they have no idea what's going on in the background. Because I was one of these people.
I was just gonna say that. I'm like, what's really going on in the background here? You know?
Yeah. Because I was one of these people. I used to go into the gym. I used to record myself. I used to show people my abs. I used to show people how healthy I was, and I was telling a lie. I was just telling people complete bullshit. Yeah. I was just trying to sell myself. That's all it was.
And that's all they're doing now, Mark. That's all they're doing is they get on social media. They say, do this and you'll look like this. But are they doing what they're saying for other people to do? Like, are they, like, just because you get on, I can get on and say, oh, like, do this and you'll lose weight. But then am I doing it though? It's like, and like I said, they're all getting the wrong message here. We're not saying that if you eat this way, it's like, this is the thing everybody should do. We're not saying that. What we are saying, and what Jonathan is saying, and what everybody else is saying in the carnivore community is this. This is my story. This is what I've been through. It worked for me. It might work for you. Right? Like, we're not saying go do this. You got to do this. It's the way to eat. I mean, I have family members that when I look at them, I know that if they went on a carnivore diet, that they would feel a whole lot better. But I'm not up preaching at them and saying, you need to do this. You need to do this. No, until they come and ask for help, then I'm not the one that's going to be out preaching about everything. You go about, if something is working for you, then you do it. Fine. But if you have chronic constipation, or if you have asthma, or whatever you got, then this might help you. Right? Like, it's so sad.
And see, Byron made a good point as well, because me and Tony spoke about this during the week. I think we were speaking with Jason, and it's this whole thing of when you go into a calorie deficit, you lose all the weight, and you'll hear the bodybuilders saying that, listen, you can't stay in this for the rest of your life, so you need to bulk. You need to bulk to put on more muscle. Now, this is where people are going wrong, because people are convinced that if you get bulky and you eat a shitload of carbohydrates, you're putting on muscle, but you're not. You're putting on body fats. You know what I mean? So when you see all this puffiness and you have the bare belly, that's not muscle. That's fat. Your body's retaining water.
Yeah.
So, and then you can clearly see it in the face as well. They're stressed. They're inflamed. This is when you're more prone to getting injuries. I hear all the time with these bodybuilders in the gym. They're always going on about arthritis. They're always going about these niggles. They can't recover. They can't recover from their workouts anymore. And you can clearly see what they're doing because they're coming into the gym, they're drinking their dextrose, they're having their oats after their workouts. And it's like you don't understand. Your diet's not good. Your diet is not good. If you're eating carbohydrates every couple of meals, I don't care if it's complex carbohydrates, whether it's sweet potatoes, rice, quinoa, all this shite. At the end of the day, all carbohydrates are going to turn to sugar into the body, and the body does not need any sugar at all to function.
No.
At all. And we need to
No.
understand that there's no nutritional value in eating sugar, regardless where it comes from, whether you're having complex carbohydrates, simple carbohydrates, naturals like honey, fruits. Sugar is sugar, and it's going to impact the body the exact same way, plain and simple.
Absolutely, absolutely. And for them to, like, what really gets me too is when they say that, oh, you can't become addicted to carbs. You know, it's not an addiction. That is so wrong. So wrong.
Yeah, I said this earlier, Lisa, on the video. I said, listen, just go a week without eating carbohydrates.
They can't do it.
You won't last 3 days.
No, you can't do it.
You won't last 3 days.
No, I know, because pretty much all of us, we're all addicted to carbs. I don't give a shit who you are. If you're eating carbs, yeah, you try going 2 days without it. Like, you can't.
No.
And that's why I choose not to eat it, because so I was at a wedding this past weekend. Of course, I knew, okay, well, I'm at a wedding now, so this is going to be a challenge, right? So, and my biggest weakness is the sweets, like the cupcakes and the cakes and all that stuff. And they had it there. And I was looking at it. Of course, I was looking at it, and I'm like, but as long as I'm looking at it and I'm not tasting it, I'm fine. It doesn't bother me. But as soon as you take that taste, your brain lights up like a Christmas tree. And I'm like, oh, where have you been? I'm like, give me some more of this, give me some. And it's the same for a lot of people, but they don't realize it. You can't become addicted to carbs. Oh, yes, you can. And so, and it becomes very serious, because my sister, I told you, I mentioned my sister to you a few times. She has type 2 diabetes now. So she's in really bad shape now. So she's got the type 2 diabetes. She's in stage 3 kidney failure. And talk about carb addiction. So she eats so much sugar now that she's actually gone into depression and everything again. But so she goes to Dairy Queen twice a day to get her ice cream and her treats. And the first thing she does when she gets up in the morning is, I need my chocolate bar. Where's my bar? She's got to have it. She's got to have it. And this is, it really bugs me. I'm getting like Tony now. It really bugs me when I see people talking about like, and just kind of lightly talking about carnivore as if it's a bad thing. This is a serious, serious issue that we have in our society. You look around, you're like, all these sick people, you go to the grocery store and they got all these cartfuls of like shit in their cart. And you just want to go up and say, please don't eat that. Like, it's heartbreaking.
I know. But see, what happens is, Lisa, when you mention this to these people, they're convinced that you're the one with the problem. They're convinced that, listen, okay, like you don't understand. And it's like, no, you don't understand. Like, I see this as well with my family. It's heartbreaking. It's like you want to just reach out and just say, listen, like, stop. Like it's. I only spoke to Selena yesterday about this. Her friend is going through this as well at the moment, and she's going through an awful lot of pain in the hospital at the moment, and she's tried absolutely everything to try and convince her, absolutely everything. And I had to say to her, like, listen, you can only do your best. You can't get upset about this, because I can understand the anger. I can understand we all have the same issue when we see someone that we love and we can see that they're going through an awful lot of pain. We get angry. We get really angry because we don't want to see them go through pain, and we know what the problem is. But see, when you're addicted to something, it's like speaking to an alcoholic. When you talk to an alcoholic and you say, "Listen, you've got a problem," they're always going to deny it. They're always going to deny it. They're going to say, "There's nothing wrong with me. I can have this. I can have this in moderation." And that's what's going on at the moment. in the world where we're convinced by these experts on social media, dietitians, nutritionists, doctors, PTs, coaches, the list goes on and on and on and on. They're saying that okay, it's life is about balance. You should be allowed to eat these foods in moderation. Now the thing is, what do you define moderation?
Yeah.
Because at the moment where I define moderation is if you can have a little bit of food now and again. If you can tolerate a little bit of chocolate now and again. I'm not talking about every fucking day.
No,
Like you're
no.
not following not following this like 80-20 rule, like it's 80% of your diet is clean and then you can eat 20% of processed shit.
Mm.
I don't see that as moderation. I see that as a problem. I see that as an addiction problem. I see that as an eating disorder. If you're constantly thinking of sugar all the time,
Yeah.
that's where I class as an eating disorder because that's where I struggled with. I could
Mm.
never shut off the hunger hormone. I had to eat every 2 hours, and I could never understand why do I need to eat every 2 hours? Why can't I not just stop eating? Why when I come to the weekend, I have to pig out. I like to have these treats. Why do I have to keep on doing this? Why can't I not just say, okay, enough is enough. I don't want to do this anymore. You know,
Mm.
why is it when I go out to a restaurant and I've eaten a meal and I'm stuffed, but when the waiter comes out with a dessert menu, automatically I'm thinking, oh, I might actually have a dessert. There's always room for dessert.
Yeah.
Why am I thinking this way?
Yeah.
And for years I was second guessing myself. I was thinking, okay, I'm the one with the problem. It must be just me. But and I know there's a lot of people out there that are saying that are thinking the same thing. They're saying like when we look at people who are obese, these people will always say, I have a problem. This is a disease. I can't stop eating. No, you can't stop eating, guys. It's because you've been given the wrong fucking information. You've been given the wrong message. That's
Mm.
what's the problem is you're eating the foods that's having an impact on insulin. Your blood sugars are being chronically elevated. And when your blood sugars are chronically elevated, this is when the problems occur.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science.
Hey,
There he is.
Jonathan.
There's the man himself.
Hey.
How are you? How's your fast
The
going?
controversy of the day, huh? Me.
Mm.
How's your fast going, buddy?
It's going great. Yeah, I'm 6 days in. Started this Monday. Yeah, and
Well, you do
I'm
know, Jonathan, you're gonna die now doing all this fast, don't you?
yeah, right. I have been getting a bunch of messages actually with people. Oh, isn't this dangerous? And oh, better be careful, and you can't be doing this without medical supervision and all that. But I've done 10 days before, and gone. Gone well. I think I know what I'm doing, right? And I'm already
And just
fat
look at you.
adapted.
Just look at you, Jonathan. You look like you're right on top of it. You know, your mind is not. You're not like, ugh. You're so energetic. Like, you know, you feel great. You're smiling. You're happy. Like, how is this a bad thing? You know,
Yeah.
you can tell by looking at you. Like anybody can tell that it's
Well,
it's
Jonathan, it's amazing to see you. I want you to explain. You've seen the video that I put up this morning. I want you to explain in the next 5 minutes what has this diet done for you? Because I've heard your story. Lisa has heard your story. There's many people out there that have heard your story. But for the people that are new to this channel, what has this diet done for you?
All right, I'll try to keep it short, even though it's quite the long,
I know.
hard journey. But yeah, pretty much as long as I can remember, since I was little, right, I struggled with gut issues like ever since I was still wearing diapers. Okay, it's that it's that bad, and that also like mental issues, anxiety, confidence issues, and all that. I kept getting older. It just like uh on the whole base on or like in the whole picture of it, it really just got worse. Of course, you have ups and downs, right? Everyone does, but pretty much it's just got worse and worse. My it developed into like depression, anxiety, IBS. At the worst point, I didn't even want to be here anymore, right? I don't think if I didn't end up getting to carnivore, I don't think I would still be here. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys right now. I honestly believe that. it was that bad. I had hallucinations during the day. I struggled sleeping. I had sleep paralysis, a bunch of issues. Acne, yeah, it's just endless. I can't really remember all of it either, right? It's yeah. Also Raynaud's, another thing they say is just genetic. Uh, but
Yeah.
I and
And what was
seasonal allergies and yeah.
what was the feedback, Jonathan? What when you went to look for help? What was the feedback you were getting?
I never actually went for help. I just kept it to myself. I didn't talk to anyone, not my friends, not my family, anything. So I never
Mm.
went for help with anything. It was like, yeah, I
And
just suffered on my own, really.
it kind of makes sense because when I was your age as well, I never told anybody again when I was going through pain, when I was obese, I was just keeping it to myself because I was convinced nobody's going to actually listen to me. And I think we're seeing that a lot with people your age at the moment. We're seeing there's a lot of people out there similar to you that you can clearly see they're going through an awful lot of stress. It could be college, it could be just life in general, and you can see they're clearly struggling. And the good thing about it is, or that what we should be doing is we should be encouraging these people to talk more. So
Yeah.
that's why it's amazing listening to yourself now that you've actually come out of this the other side. You figured this out yourself, and now you're thriving. And honestly, it's amazing to see. And you're not the only one. There's like Ali is doing the same. She's only 16. And honestly, it's amazing. And when I look back at my journey, I wish, and I'm sure Lisa will say this the same, I wish I started this when I was 16.
Yeah.
I really do. I
Yeah.
think if I had started this at 16, my life would have changed. When I look at
Yeah.
all the trauma that I went through over the last 25 years, and I went through an awful lot, similar to yourself, similar to Lisa, nobody gave me the answers. Nobody. But it's amazing how someone like yourself was like, you know what? I'm going to go on social media. I'm going to research this for myself. I'm going to go against the agenda. I'm going to go against what these people are telling me what I should be in. And I'm just going to try something completely different. So
So now
honestly,
for us,
for,
Mark, it's we're to the point where we hope we didn't damage ourselves too much from all of the years that before carnivore. So now we're all thinking like, oh, like like exactly. I wish I had found this like, when I was in my teens and when I was in my early 20s, but now I'm like 56 going on 57. And I'm like, I hope I didn't like really mess things up inside. You like, you feel great, you feel wonderful. And like I said, I feel better now than I did when I was in my 30s. And but you're always wondering, like, if I had started this, like Jonathan being, that young, at least he was young when he started it. So now, he pretty much has got like, if he keeps up what he's doing, like he's, he could probably live till he's way, into his hundreds. But for me, it's kind of like all the stuff that I did do in my 20s, and like the drinking and the eating crap and everything that you did, like you're just hoping that, I hope I didn't, freak shit up too much. It's like I feel good now, but Jonathan's got a good head start, and it's amazing to see these young people. Like, it's just so awesome, and keep it up, Jonathan. We're all behind you, like the whole carnivore group. Like, never mind the people that are out talking negative about everything. Like, you got us, and you are going to lead the way. You will.
And see, Lisa
Thanks,
made a good
Lisa. I
point as
appreciate
well.
that.
And Lisa made a good comment in the comments, message in the comments. If Jonathan hadn't figured this out himself, and he had went to do the doctors, the specialists, he would have been on medication for this. That's a fact.
Oh,
They would
yeah.
have said, listen, okay, you probably need to be on antidepressants. You're going to be on this for the rest of your life. They would have never been able to figure this out. He would have never got the advice that he wanted. And that's true. That's absolutely true.
Mhm.
And this is what's going on in the world at the moment, that like so many people are suffering, really, really suffering.
Yeah.
And they're not being told, okay, it might have something to do with what you're putting into your body. But no, it's like we have the perfect solution for you. It's called medication.
Yeah, and one of the saddest things I'm seeing, like especially among younger people right now, is there seems to be like at large a movement of people wanting to get in shape and take control over their health, or it seems to be mainly focused on just getting that six pack. It's kind of the same as you and I, at least, Mark. We had that sort of a way of going into the whole calorie counting
Yeah,
garbage and that,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
But yeah, there seems to be a big movement of people wanting to get healthier and get more in shape and all that, but they're following the calorie counting, getting their
exactly.
protein shakes, right? The energy drinks, all the garbage. And
Yeah,
you can just look at their faces and tell they're inflamed, they feel horrible, right? They're not actually getting better mentally or anything like that. It's all about like the physical part of it, and like the health doesn't come with it.
yeah,
So that's the sad part. Even those who want to take control of their health are getting the wrong message fed to them, and it's going. I think it's like inevitable that it's going to lead them down a really bad road.
But those are the
But
people.
that's yeah, that's when it's important that we
Yeah.
are here to actually
Mhm.
take them in, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's where, like you said, they're going down the wrong path. So eventually, those same people they'll be so desperate to find something that actually works that a lot of them will do the carnivore diet, and they'll figure this out, like, oh gee, like I should have done this like years ago. Because that's what I was saying about the meat stock people. Like, it pretty much none of them were there to lose weight and get in shape. They were there to heal something that they couldn't heal before, or they were on so many medications that they felt even worse. So it's the older people that they'll search and search for something that actually works and makes them feel good. So the young ones that are out there now counting calories and trying to get in shape, yeah, that's fine. But eventually, like, that does not work long term, and it's all about your health, not losing weight. So eventually, it's okay now when you're in your 20s and you're feeling fine, but eventually when all that catches up to you, then it's your health that you're going to be looking at. Like, for me in my 50s, it's not about, oh, I want to look a certain way or not. Now it's about, okay, I want to be able to live, well into my 80s and 90s. I want to be able to lift a bag of groceries, or I want to be able to walk with my husband who's 15 years younger than me. I want to be able to do things with him. So it's not about the weight loss thing. Like, for carnivore, like, it's not about weight loss. This is about healing and about feeling better. And like, look at all the older people. I met so many people that they were in their 70s and 80s who got off all their medications, and they weren't there because, oh, I want to get in shape and look good. They were there because they are suffering. And so the carnivore diet, it's like, no, it's not for everybody. But if you're suffering and in pain and you have a lot of stuff going on in your life, it's worth to give it, just to try it. Like Mark said, just try it. Don't say it's this or it's that, or give it all this negative stuff. Like, just try it. That's all we're asking. I put so much information on my social media. I just throw it all out there. Like, and Mark and Jonathan, you're the same way. Like, all this information goes out there, but you never hear someone like asking questions about it, or like, tell me about this carnivore diet. Like, do you think it would be good for me? Or, it's not about that. It's just so frustrating because nobody's asking about it. They're just automatically saying, oh, it's just not going to work, or it's, you're lying, or try it.
Yeah, there's too much pushback. It's like you can't tell me it's not working. Like,
No.
how can you tell me it's not working when I'm actually doing it? Like, I'm
Yes.
4 years into this now. I'm still walking around with a six pack. I'm not putting any effort into the way I look. I
It's
eat a
just
lot of
placebo,
food.
Mark. It's just placebo.
That's all there is. That's all there is. I'm just doing this for sake of nothing. It's like if you guys just watch my Instagram regularly, I'll put my videos up, or my pictures up regularly. I'm like shredded, and I'm not putting any effort into the way I look at all. I couldn't give a shit. Now, if you had spoke to me 20 years ago, I would have had that ego. It was all about my ego. It was like the way I looked. Now I couldn't give a shit. I'm in my 50s now. I've got a different lease on life. I want to be healthy. I want to be doing this for the next 50 years. That's my new lease in life. I want to look after my family. I want to make sure they're healthy. So I couldn't give a shit. Honestly, I couldn't give a shit how I
No,
look. As long as
no.
I'm good, I'm healthy, I'm able to wake up every day, I'm able to do the stuff that I enjoy. And I think the most important thing is I'm happy. I don't have
Mm,
any more mental health issues.
no.
I'm not depressed. I'm not thinking about food anymore. I have food freedom. To me,
You're,
that's what real happiness is all about. For
you're
me,
living your life.
yeah, I'm living life, and that's what it's all about. You get one shot in life,
Mm,
and you want to live it to the best you can. You don't want to be just saying, right, okay, I lived my life because I had a six pack, and then when I got to my 50s and 60s, my health turned to shit, and I ended up in hospital.
yeah.
No, you should be thriving. You
Mm-hmm.
should be, when you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, you should be getting better. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? I'm
Yeah.
actually excited what I can do in the next 10 years, in the
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
20
Me
years.
too.
I'm excited to see what I can do in the gym when I'm 80.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
people out there that are doing this. Victoria is in her 70s. She looks incredible.
Mm,
You look at Tony. He's going to be 50 now in a couple of days. He looks amazing. Brian, that's in the carnivore community. He looks amazing. He only went to the gym with his son the other day. First
mm,
time in the gym. Like just people out there that are actually thriving. They're doing better now. Why
yeah.
not? Why can't you
Mm,
not do better as you get older? Why do you have to settle on what they
yeah.
say? We
But you
don't.
know, a common thing I get from people is, "Oh, but you're so young. Just live a little. You know, just live a little. Have the alcohol and eat all the stuff while you can." But it's like,
Yeah,
to me, why should I do that instead of just eating healthy
yeah,
as early as possible, so I
And
actually have a
why
longer
does
health span, so I live a
why does
better life.
exactly.
Right.
live your life? Why does living healthy, like, or why does, like, that they're saying to you, it's like, oh, go out and live a little, but why does that have to involve alcohol?
Exactly.
Right, like, I was having a grand time at my sister-in-law's wedding this weekend. I was up, like, and you know what they said to me the next day? I'm like, well, how you feeling today? And they're like, well, how do you feel? And I'm like, I feel great. And they're like, oh, how much did you drink last night? I'm like, I don't drink. That's just me. I'm
Exactly.
happy.
Exactly.
Right?
And see, when you hear people talking about you need to live a little and you need to eat, as I mentioned earlier, you should be allowed to eat whatever you want. None of us are saying that. Like all
No,
three of us are metabolically flexible. We're all
yeah,
good. And
yeah.
I've experimented in the past. I have added the foods back in that I used to eat in the past. But the
Mm,
thing is, the next day I felt like shit. I don't
mm.
want to go through that anymore.
No,
I don't want to have the
no.
brain fog, the mental health issues, the inflammation, the pain, all that. I don't want that anymore. I choose not to have that anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
That's the
So
way I
it's my
look at it.
choice. It's
I can eat all these things. I can do
Yeah, yeah,
whatever I want. It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
I choose not to. I choose to actually
Exactly.
do what makes me
But
feel
yeah,
good all the time.
yeah,
Yeah.
But you know what's funny though? It's like, so at that same wedding, I went and I picked up, oh, I'm just gonna have a handful of potato chips, right? So you walk out and the first thing that people, oh, you're eating chips. And I'm like, do you know what? This is the first chip I've had in 2 years.
yeah,
2 years. I haven't had chips, but they're right away. They're like, oh, you can have that, or you're having that. And I'm like, and I'm like, yeah, this is the first chip I've had in 2 years. Like, and I can have it, and then the next day, I'm like, okay, well, that's, whatever. Like, but that's what you talk about when you're metabolically, like, you can have that stuff if you choose to have it every now and then, and if you know it doesn't affect you, well, then that's fine. Like, have a chip here and there. Like, we're not perfect,
yeah,
but if we only have it on, like, say, a special occasion, or like, whatever, but they're right there to jump on you. It's, oh, you're having a potato chip.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
They're
I
like
don't have it every
waiting.
day.
They're like sitting there waiting for you to
Oh
fall or
yeah,
something like
like,
yeah,
that. Right.
right
yeah,
in there. And that's what drives me nuts, is like, and that's another thing that we're not saying, that you can never have this stuff ever in your life. If you get to the point where you're feeling really, really well, and you've you've done all the work and you feel great. And if you want to have like an ice cream or whatever, like, and you know you can have it without like going into this big old binge, then
Yeah.
have it every now and then, right? But
Yeah.
it depends on your situation. Like I wouldn't be able to do that with a cupcake because I know I'd binge for like a week after.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have
And
your
see,
own taste buds.
yeah, and you're the same as me, Lisa. I could never be a moderator ever again because if I have something like sweet, that's gonna send a trigger to my brains telling me, okay, the sugar coming here, you
Yeah.
enjoy this. This is what you're used to. This is what you used to have in the past, and it's gonna set me off. And
Yeah.
this is what I struggled with for years, and I couldn't understand why.
Mm.
And that's where I struggle. That's where I really, really struggle. And I did this only a couple of months ago. I think it was around 8 months ago. I just had a banana. I just said, okay, what's the harm? I'll have a banana. Wow. When I
Mhm.
say literally a half an hour later, I was craving so
Mhm.
much sugar. It was unbelievable. Honestly,
Yeah.
no word of a lie. I was craving everything. Even when I walked into a restaurant, I could smell it. I was like, yeah, I want this.
And we know
that-
it's a craving.
Yeah, that's when I knew how powerful this shit is. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God. And I don't think people understand how powerful this is because when people say that eating carbohydrates is not a drug, I'm like, okay, well just cut it out. Cut it out for a couple of days. See how long you last. See how long you last. You won't last 3 or 4 days. Not
No.
a chance. Not a chance.
No.
So this is what really pisses me off when people say that you can't have the argument that when it comes to carbohydrates and drugs, you can't mix the two of them together. Of course you can. In my opinion, carbohydrates is probably the most powerful drug out there because every one of
Yeah.
us are on carbohydrates and we can't get off them. So if it was easy, everybody would be able to come off them, but they can't. So why can't you not come off the carbohydrates? Ask yourself that question. Why can't I not come off the carbohydrates? It's because you're addicted. Plain and simple.
Yeah, it's just a
Absolutely.
normalized and socially accepted drug. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's just normalized. It's okay. But when it comes to alcohol or drug addiction, anybody who wants to quit, you'll be told, okay, you need to quit. If you want to get better, you need to quit. But when
Just
it comes
drink
to
in moderation. Come
yeah,
on.
but when it comes to sugar addiction and food addiction, and we can see that this is a problem with obesity at the moment, it's like, no, you'll be okay. Just eat it in moderation.
Because they
Doesn't
think
make
it's food.
doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
Food and alcohol is that they put it in different. Oh yeah, well alcohol. Yeah, we know that's toxic. We know that's a poison. But like, it's just food. It can't have the same effect as like alcohol can. But no, like, and that's like the old saying. You know, it's like, I bet you can't eat just one, right? Like, you know, the potato chips. It's like just try eating just one. I bet you can't do it.
No.
Well, there's something to that, and they knew when they put that out there. It's like I bet you can't just have one. It's not gonna happen. No, you eat one and then you eat the whole bag. Like, but people just don't think that. Oh, there's nothing. Oh, it's just food. It's like potato chips. Like no, there's something in there that's affecting your brain. Like, come on, people. It's like, can't you see? Can't you just see what's happening here? Like. Oh my God, it's so frustrating.
It is. No, it's honestly, it's just, it's absolutely incredible. It's incredible how we have to keep on doing these videos every single day. You're constantly talking about the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. It's like, guys, are you not getting this? Like you've been lied to. You've been lied to about the calories. You've been lied to about the low fat, the high fiber, the carbohydrates. You not realize this when we look at the food pyramids. Okay, you're eating two food groups. One is not even essential, and the other one's not even a nutrient. And we're being convinced by these experts. This is what we should be doing. 60% of your diet should be carbohydrate based. Like really.
Well, that girl that you had on the video this morning, when she said about your body needs a certain amount of glucose and stuff, and then she'll say, yeah, it really, you know, it's like she's admitting the fact that you don't need it and you only need a little bit of glucose, but she'll say, but is that, you know, like so that's your opinion. That's your opinion. You're saying that, but like it's almost like they know it's true, but they turn it around and they say, but is that, a good thing to do? Like you just said.
But
that
see,
it-
they're half right when they say that, okay, your body needs glucose and your brain
Yeah.
needs glucose. They're correct about that.
that amount.
But where they're not correct is we don't need to get it from carbohydrates.
Right. Exactly.
That's the problem. Like
Yeah.
we know your body we know your brain runs off
Mhm.
glucose and ketones and stuff like that. But we
Yeah.
don't need to get this from exogenous carbohydrates. You can get this through gluconeogenesis. Like it's been
Mm.
proven time and time and time. You can produce glucose through the liver and the muscle also. So if you're on an animal-based diet, you're going to have no issues with glucose whatsoever. None.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
No,
also when
no.
it comes to the brain, from when I've looked into it, what I remember is the only brain cells they've actually proven that exclusively, like, they depend on glucose. They're only the ones called astrocytes, while the rest of them can run on ketones.
Yeah.
So it's not even the entire brain. The rest actually thrives on ketones, and then those astrocytes, you can just use the endogenously produced glucose anyway from your liver and kidneys. So
But how many people work out? Like how many carnivores do we know that work out fasted? They have an excellent workout. Like when I go to the gym, like I don't eat until I come home, and I have an awesome workout. I have so much energy, and so why, like right there, it shows you like I don't need carbs to have energy and to work out. Like I just don't need them. So it's almost
this is what people need to understand, that people are just convinced that we only have one energy source, and it comes from carbohydrates.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but the thing is, like we can rely on fat just as well, and it's going to be sustainable, and you can tap into your own body fat when you're fasting. So when like Jonathan at the moment has been fasting for 6 days, his hunger's perfect. Now, if he was eating like the standard like 6 meals a day and he was eating carbohydrates regularly, he wouldn't last.
He'd be starving.
He
starving.
wouldn't last a day. He'd be struggling. He'd get angry around food. He'd have these energy crashes. He'd be thinking about food constantly. Whereas now he's completely relaxed. He's having a conversation with us, and he's 6 days into his fast. 6
And
days.
people don't
it's
realize
sorry,
the difference between fasting and starving yourself. There is a difference, right?
Yeah.
You know,
he's not choosing to starve himself. He's just doing a little
fasting.
experiment
He's using
on himself.
his body fat.
Yeah, he's doing a little experiment on himself, but he's not struggling.
No.
If he was struggling, he wouldn't be on this call with us.
Yeah.
But he's able to function properly. He's listening to what we're saying. He's able to talk properly.
Yeah.
If you spoke to the average person like 6 days later when they didn't have carbohydrates in their system, they'd be struggling to speak. They'd be struggling to speak, because I seen this myself. When I did my bodybuilding competition like 4 years ago, I said I would never do this on a standard 6 meals a day. I always said if I'm going to do it, I have to have food freedom in my life first of all. And that's why when I did the carnivore diet and I found out what real food freedom was, I was like, okay, now I might actually try what the carnivore diet is. So when I did get down to dangerous levels of body fat, I was around 4% body fat, ripped to shreds. I was able to function no problem on that stage. No problem. I was able to talk to people. I was able to work. I was able to go to the gym. No issues whatsoever. I was standing beside people on the stage that were ready to faint. Literally ready to faint because they had no energy. They had removed all the energy from their body, which was carbohydrates, and they were just relying on protein at this stage. Now, you cannot get energy from eating protein. I don't give a shit what any expert tells you. If you're relying on protein for energy, you are going to struggle big time, because you're going to be miserable. You're going to feel like shit. Just try it. Go on. This is the reason why the Atkins diet never worked, because everybody was just eating protein. They weren't getting, so they cut out the carbohydrates. All they were eating was just protein. And everybody was miserable. And every time you talk to somebody, I only had a guy on earlier, he was telling me that he tried the carnivore diet and he felt miserable. And instantly you can pick up why he failed. You know for a fact, because he didn't do it right. His fats were very, very low. I can guarantee he was on a high protein diet. So he was still following the bodybuilder's diet of high protein, and his fats were very, very low. I guarantee it. Whereas if his fats had been really, really high and he kept his protein moderate, he would have felt amazing. Absolutely amazing. And the more deeply he went into this, he would have known that his glycogen levels would have been okay. His performance in the gym would have been okay. He still would have got pumps in the gym. Everything that we've been told that you cannot get in the gym. Your muscles are gonna deflate. Bullshit. Bullshit. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with my muscles. I'm getting bigger eating this way. So
Mm.
am I a liar? What I'm doing at the moment, are you just calling me a liar? From what you say, this
Yeah.
is just all fake. Come on,
Yeah.
guys. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, but why? I don't know why they can't just admit that, this stuff works. Like, I don't understand why there's so much pushback. Like, there's so many stories out there. Like, on every day, every single day, there's people that are, I just started carnivore for like 2 weeks, and and I find this is happening, and they notice things right away. This stuff starts happening. So I don't understand why they just can't look at it and just question it and say, like, yeah, like just ask questions, be open to it, and look at the people that it's already helped, and say, like, there's something here, like we're missing something, like, like maybe all that stuff is not right, and maybe we should be eating this way, just to see like what will happen. Like, look, the proof is there. Like, look at all the people, Jonathan, yourself, Mark, like all the people in our community, like that it's helped them. And they all say, I'll never go back to eating the way it was, because I know I'm gonna feel like shit. It's
Mm,
it's it's right there. I don't understand why
I
there's
know.
so much. Like,
I know.
I mean,
it's
I think a lot
heartbreaking.
a lot of them have just decided already, like before they go into all this
Yeah.
stuff, they've closed their mind off, right? They're not even willing to question it. They've
No.
decided for themselves that this is just a fad and it's dangerous and all that. So no matter what kind of evidence they're presented with, they're just going to throw it out the window
Shut it
no
down.
matter what you
Mm,
say, right? They're
Mm.
just gonna stomp on it no matter what. They're not ready to like
No.
question the things they've been told about health and life and diet,
It's
yeah.
sad.
whatever.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, guys, we've done an hour, and I want to be respectful of your time. But Jonathan, I want to leave the final word to you. So I want you to explain to people right now, before we leave, what's the difference between fats and carbohydrates?
What's the difference between
What's the
fats and
difference? Why should we be eating fats over carbohydrates? What's the difference?
well, with fats, you first of all you actually get more energy from them per gram at least. It's a cleaner burning energy source. So you have less harmful byproducts. You avoid the spikes and crashes. Right? When I was a child, I could just eat and then suddenly a few minutes later I'd crash and fall asleep under the table. Right? And you see kids running around like just uncontrollable, and then suddenly they crash, they cry, scream, right? That's it right there. And then you see the anger in people. It affects people's minds in a crazy way. It's just fats are just a cleaner, more sustainable source of energy. You don't get the crashes, and also with the fats you get all the vitamins and minerals you need, right? All the fat soluble vitamins, and in general, just yeah, you can create all the glucose you need in your body, right? You don't need to consume them, and then with eating them, you have a lot of side effects you should probably want to avoid, like glycation, right? These glucose molecules binding to your cells, right? And you'll get inflamed. There's a lot of things actually, and also just thinking back in human history, right? Carbohydrates were always seasonal, rare. It was used to fatten up for winter. That should tell you something. I think it's just personally, I choose just stay away from them. There's no need to eat them, and
Mm,
I feel a lot better eating this way. Just focusing on fat and protein from animal sources, and you can just go listen to all the stories out there of the incredible healing people have had.
mm,
Right? You see
mm,
everything from schizophrenia, Parkinson's. What else? What is there not? at this point. I've seen ME, yeah, a lot of stuff. It's incredible.
I just want to leave it with one word: essential. That's it. That's all I want to
Yeah.
say.
Why would
Essential
you?
essential carbohydrates. There's no such thing.
No.
Essential fatty acids. Yes, there is. Essential amino acids. Yes, there is. There is no essential carbohydrate. You guys can keep coming at us as many times as you like. You can moan until the cows come home. You can keep on convincing us, and we'll keep on telling you there is no such thing as an essential carbohydrate. Your body can do quite well, because all three of us are doing it without carbohydrates.
Yeah.
That's it. Simple.
Yeah.
Simple as
Don't
that.
need to eat it.
That's don't need to eat at all. Jonathan, where can people go to find you?
Oh, I'm on pretty much all the big social media platforms. I go by Norse Carnivore, so that's where people can find me.
Amazing. And Lisa, yourself?
Lisa Moss under Facebook, and I'm in Instagram under Prairie Carnivore.
And if you guys want to look out for myself, I'm also on social media at Fitness Beyond Time 01. And if you guys want to reach out to me, you can send me an email at nsmark93@gmail.com. Well, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Jonathan, it's been a pleasure. I know you were getting a little bit of stick earlier on from this moron on social media, but just remember,
That's just funny.
we all have your back. We're all part of a community, and we all support each other around here.
Yeah,
Thank you.
100%. Yeah.
So keep killing it. We're watching you, and as I said, we're inspired by your story. And you guys are the younger generation, and you guys are going to make a difference in the world. I've said this to you before.
Thanks. Same to you too.
Absolutely.
And the good thing is I'm seeing a lot more young people actually starting to do this.
Because that's because of you, though. That's because of you.
I'm getting a lot of them popping up and sending messages and stuff. So it's obviously actually getting out there, which is
That's awesome.
good to see.
Amazing. Amazing. Honestly, it's amazing. And,
Good
and
work.
it's people like you. Yeah, it's amazing. Honestly, keep up the good work, buddy. You're making a
Thank you.
difference.
I appreciate
Speak
it.
soon, guys, right? Speak soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.